Hey everyone, I'm John Lynn, the founder and chief editor at Healthcare IT Today. We're excited to bring you another series of interviews with top leaders in health IT. And our guest today is Fern Cowan, founder at DeepCura AI. Welcome, Fern.
Hey, John, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate this opportunity to have this conversation.
Yeah, excited for the discussion. It's a part of our ongoing series of ambient clinical voice or AI medical scribes. I don't know what we'll end up landing on, what this category is, but something along those lines, it seems like. But before we dive into your product, tell us a little bit about yourself and DeepCura AI.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Fern Cowan, the founder of DeepCura AI. We are, well, now more than an AI medical scribe company, we are a full automation platform. And really our focus is to automate the workflow of clinicians, right? Whether it's a pre-visit, during visit, or after visit, we really try to bring a whole framework. So the whole objective is to reduce clicks for doctors, right? Or just overall medical providers, right? So our main goal is just really that, reduce the pain, reduce the amount of clicks, and that by default or theory is that it should increase user satisfaction, right? So that's what we intend.
But doctors love all those clicks. Just kidding.
Yeah.
They hate the clicks, that's for sure. So talk to us. What is the story behind DeepCura AI? What's your background? How did the company come together?
Yeah, sure. So where do I start? So my background is film production, but even before that, I actually studied culinary arts. I think I have some say that in the past. That's really my main background, right? But then when I was 21, I came out of college and then I started working at restaurants. I did like it, but the as I grew, my ambitions were higher, and I felt like I was not making enough to meet my financial needs. So I was thinking, what else I can do, to really supply my own financial needs, right? That based on my standards at the time. So really, in a nutshell, I started a video production agency, and then I was able to recycle all of that culinary network and then all of that knowledge. So I ended up doing a video production company focused in the culinary arts. So instead of wasting all of those years, I kind of like repurpose all of that. So that was the story. And then I had a quite, some relatively success in Mexico. And then I moved because of that success to San Francisco. Um, and then there I spent probably 7 years of my life doing just video production, but now instead of culinary arts, just doing video production for Silicon Valley startups in San Francisco. Uh, so I really had the opportunity to learn from really a plethora of different companies from different industries and even from the founders or even from their mentors itself, about their products, about what works, what is BS, right? So really how to like the whole 360, right? So I really gain a lot of knowledge from really having all of these campaigns for these companies, right? So, but then 2020 happened, actually not 2022 around that time. Like the country started like feeling a bit weird, and I felt like a lot of the advertising revenue really went down for whatever reason. And also at the same time, we had AI rising. So from two different angles, I felt like the video marketing video production industry got really hit really hard from two different angles at the same time. One, that now you can make corporate videos with AI for like $50 a month instead of paying 10K or 15K. You can get a really nice voiceover of a professional actor, well, AI actor. And then at the same time, companies, because they don't have the revenue, at least at that time in 2022, they were forced to use AI instead of paying a video production company in 2022, right? So in that sense, I was really like, I felt almost forced to figure out how to pivot. So I again did the same pattern, right? Recycle of what I had, and then I researched all of these new AI technologies. And thanks to my naiveness, I thought, oh, I can just become a developer, right? So I just had that fantasy in my mind. So I just thought that, and I just threw myself into that world, and it was really painful. But what really helped me a lot is that by hiring people and really paying them like professional developers, I was able to shadow them and really learn like 10 times faster, instead of traditional method, right? Of going through college or something like that, because I really felt like since I was paying like top of the top people, I was not only cutting my time in knowledge in training, but also it was like real practice in the real world, right? So I felt that that was really lucky. I did the same when I was learning about video production industry. Anyways, so that happened. That's pretty much in a nutshell some of my journey, a little bit condensed. But yeah, I'm right now just very happy and excited that I did those decisions because yeah, today the company is doing great. I mean, not only us, the whole industry, the whole AI medical industry, I feel is actually, some people call it one of the fastest growing industries in the healthcare industry. So we really benefit a lot from that. Right now it's very competitive. That's why we switched to a more an automation platform. It's more broad, but overall, yeah, thankful because it paid off in some way or another.
So how'd you decide to go to healthcare, right? I mean, it's interesting. I mean, what a journey you've been on, and obviously very ambitious and entrepreneurial. But how did you decide to go kind of from culinary video to healthcare, which you probably it sounds like you didn't have the experience in, which is not uncommon for developers in Silicon
Yeah.
Valley. But how did you choose to kind of create the solutions for healthcare?
Yeah, so what really gave me the confidence was that during these 7 years that I worked for different Silicon Valley startups, it happened that most of those companies that I helped were actually in healthcare.
Mm,
So I was even making the videos from a very famous law firm in the country, and I was even in the JP Morgan conference at San Francisco once a year. So I was really involved in healthcare, either in the whole industry, but from a marketing perspective. So I was able to, I even helped to launch one of the main like AI healthcare companies in the industry today. I cannot say the name, but I really helped them with the marketing. So I was already involved in the industry. And because of that, it really gave me the confidence that, you know what, if I'm going to do something, anything related AI, let's do healthcare because of all of the experience that I have already gained from the previous years, right? Working
yeah.
with a lot of healthcare companies. So that's pretty much why.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how does your solution compare to others? Like you said, it's a pretty crowded market in ambient clinical voice, AI medical scribe space, but you've certainly noted that it's more of a platform, but how else does your solution compare to some of the other industry experts in?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have many different competitive advantages. The first and obvious one, it could be price. Most of the like VC-backed competitors have a really higher price, right? So we are just like $129 per month. And then, but now when it comes to the actual product, we have also many competitive advantages over them. And as I mentioned before, like 5 months, 6 months ago, we transitioned from the AI Medical Scribe model to a whole full AI clinical automation platform, right? So really, the advantage is that DeepCura is able to really, like as an analogy, put everything in a container, right? And what I mean by that is like usually the way clinicians separate workflows is pre-visit, during visit, and after visit, right? So that from a high level view, you can visualize the whole clinical workflow like that. So from pre-visit, we have different ways of how to automate the intake. We have either the AI nurse, which by the way, we also trademark it. You can go to US PTO and see there like AI nurses is trademarked by DeepCura, which by the way, we advertise AI nurse co-pilot because also we want to give respect, right, to nurses. We have a lot of nurses in our as users, customers. So it's also important for us to pay them respect that they deserve. So we have the AI nurses co-pilot that basically is able to, you launch that, and basically the AI nurse co-pilot will talk directly to the patient, and you have fully customization for this kind of agent, if you want to call it like that. So basically, you can customize the template, you can add your own logo. So it's a full portal that is customizable with your own brand. And then you can talk directly as if it was a human, it responds back to you with a voice. So we have that, or also if your patient is like intimidated by the AI nurse experience, you can just send a plain form. We integrate with call.com, which is a HIPAA compliant calendar scheduling platform. So basically through them, you can send a form and they fill the form very traditionally, and that automatically gets filled in DeepCura. And then you can basically record from DeepCura, the during visit process, and then that will blend and that will merge with the intake. So everything, so you blend the pre-visit and the during visit together in that way, right? So whether it's the AI nurse or the form, right? They blend with the medical scribe experience so that when you make the note, it has also the previous process, right? So we have so many things, right? Right now, we just released the state-of-the-art AI clinical analytics. Basically, we're also the only platform, maybe in the world, that we have different modules, right? Basically, we will give you a whole mind map of as you speak with the patient, you turn on the AI Medical Scribe, and it will bring you a mind map, a timeline, a whole longitudinal summary. It will bring you AI alerts. So basically, it's a whole module designed to really create support when it comes to decision making for we call it AI assisted decision support. Is pretty much it's very important to make that emphasis because it's AI assisted, right? So so we have more stuff that I could mention, but also I don't want to extend too much myself. I think the last one, I think one of the most powerful ones is that the capability DeepCura has to really automate an entire EHR. So we just released the last week a demo for Athena, literally 14 fields. Like I'm talking about each discrete field. That is one of the most painful things for doctors, really feel those fields individually, manually. It takes a lot of time, it's very painful, but DeepCura via API, it's able to automatically autofill all of those fields, which is the intake and also the exam section, right? And we have the same for eClinical Works, Dr. Chrono, and all the major EHR. So we have also very deep integration. And yeah, I think that's a good baseline for like strong competitive advantages that we have today.
Yeah. Well, I want to dive into a few of those things, and we may have to have you back to talk about some of the pre-intake and the post-intake,
Yeah, no way.
post-visit process. I think that's where ambient voice is going. The AI medical scribe it's going to be that full spectrum one. But let's dive in a little more on the ambient scribe in the exam room and what you offered there. Walk us through what the workflow looks like for a clinician. Are they using their phone? Are they using a desktop? What other things should, what's the workflow look like for the clinician?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing obviously they do is sign up for an account in DeepCura, and then usually now they have to create their own template, right? Another advantage that we have that no other competitors have is that creating templates is a very painful process for clinicians because sometimes it's very hard or it takes a lot of time. They might have different headers. So DeepCura, we have something that is called talk to your template. And basically, it means literally what it says, right? So you're able to really turn on the microphone, have a medical conversation, a highly sophisticated medical conversation, and really design your template via voice. So you can say, make a template for X, Y, and Z for X specialty, and it will auto-populate all of the headers. And on top of that, you can instantly preview the AI note to make sure that the prompt and the template is going to generate exactly what you're looking for. And if you don't like what you're looking for, then you can re-edit just by voice. And basically, you don't need to even know how to prompt as a doctor, because that's our approach, that doctors, we shouldn't have to. That was our mistake months ago, that we thought we had to teach doctors how to make prompts. But no, we changed that. And right now, it's just you're having a medical conversation. And behind the scenes, we optimize the prompts for you that make the template. And once they have the template, then they can proceed to the AI Medical Scribe experience. They just click record, select their template, complete recording, and that's it. And if they want, they can just push to the EHR right there, right? And also, while they're having their recording, they can turn on the analytics that I discussed previously, so that they can have a 360 view of the patient from a longitudinal perspective, right? And not only about the current day, but also DeepCura accumulates all of the encounters in a single thread. You're able to filter in or filter out type of encounters, categorize differently. You can invite your colleagues and you can edit together. Also, you can edit a note and it will have a log, and then you can see the note edit with the name of the physician or clinician and their IP address, everything, right? So there's no like, oh no, but you say this, no, no, like everything is completely logged for a security perspective, and also accountability perspective, maybe you could say that. But yeah, we have everything. We have seen all of the possible angles. So really, the doctor in charge, when they see a note, they can see everything, right? So I think that's the the whole flow overall.
Yeah, that's fascinating that you're using the AI to create the templates. I guess AI is going to create everything eventually. At least that's what it seems it's headed. So it makes sense to do that. But it's the first time I've seen that, so that's interesting. And I assume all of this is automated with technology. You don't have any humans in the background. I think we've seen that evolution happening, and there's still some that are doing a mix. But I assume yours is all technology, no humans that are, scribing or something like that.
Yeah, so no, we are a full like tech company. We don't have an AI like medical scribe people. It's just we're a very small company actually, and we pride ourselves also in that we are very small. But just to reiterate, it's only software. We don't have like medical scribes in the background, and everything is instant. I mean, it will be also impossible because the node generation time is like 5 seconds. If you're recording live, right? If you want to upload your own audio, it will take probably like 30 seconds to a minute. But overall, yeah, that's the spectrum.
Interesting. And you talked about the integration with the EHR, but let's dive into that a bit more. Talk about how it is integrated with the EHRs, which EHRs is it integrated with? What's the roadmap look like for EHR integration? Sounds like they work in the DeepCura app and then it pushes to the EHR. Is that the approach you're taking with all of them?
So the approach we're taking, so EHR integrations are very tricky, right? So each of them, as an analogy, they have their own philosophy, their own, even though they use the same framework called Smart on Fire, they have little different nuances every EHR. So they force you to do different things. So we have a combination. Some of them we connect system to system. Others is like you mentioned, embedded in their EHR. Others are basically a standalone approach where you basically will launch you will have to log in from DeepCura in your EHR, and then you're automatically connected. And then on the DeepCura side, you simply click push to EHR, and then you automatically will see on the DeepCura side all of your encounters of the day. Or you can also query different dates, right? But really the average flow is they click push to EHR, and then they see the encounters of the day. They select the right one with the patient and date of birth, and then the node will be integrated and pushed into the EHR, right? So it's pretty much the flow. I don't know if that responds to your question.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about that too, as far as the clinician experience. Are there things the clinician has to do to change the way that they're working in the exam room to make this work? I mean, what you have a small team. Talk about how you onboard someone that's new that wants to use DeepCura. What do they have to change and or learn to make it work?
Yeah, something else that we have very distinctive is that we have actually a community in DeepCura. So as soon as they purchase membership, they get access to our community, and it's really nice because clinicians are very, very nice, at least in our community, and they really help each other. Like the other day, someone posted, is it possible that DeepCura could create dictation feature similar to the one of Dragon, because some of them they like to dictate still with the old-fashioned like Dragon style, right? Like basically dictate without the AI, right? So, but then the other day, another doctor responded that he said, "Oh, you can actually use my prompt. I use this prompt, and it converts the voice dictation into an actual Dragon style dictation." And I was like, even like, whoa. Like I didn't even know that was possible. So doctors are literally, or our community are even teaching us things that we didn't even know it was possible. And that's really the power of having a community, that you have this technology and this support. And we really love that, because as soon as before working on something, we really ask them or try to create a poll to try to democratize the creation of features or the direction of the product. And obviously, we always take a look into that, right? So once they join into the platform, they have either the community, we have a playlist of YouTube videos where they can scroll by feature, and maybe they're interested in specific features or specific workflows, maybe pre-visit or during visit or after visit, and they can check the YouTube videos on a self-service basis, or they can just book fully for free, an appointment with us, and a medical doctor will actually talk to them. So it's important for us that doctors talk to doctors, right, or at least medical providers, right? In our case, we hire a doctor that is specialized in prompt engineering, and that has really learned so much because she talks to as of today, she has talked to hundreds of doctors. So she has really gained a lot of experience from having these conversations. So she can really help our new users, right, that are just getting started with AI. Yeah.
Interesting. And talk to us about the accuracy of the solution. I think every doctor, when they talk about AI, wants to know, well, how accurate is it? How do you measure kind of the accuracy of the technology to make sure that the note's done correctly?
Sure. So when it comes to note accuracy, there are different layers, and some of them are shared responsibilities. What I mean by that is that the first and most important layer of accuracy is two things: the quality of your microphone, of your actual hardware microphone, and then the direction of how you position that microphone, right? So that's really the source of everything, right? It's very different to use an AI Medical Scribe of any company with an iPhone than to use it with maybe your earpods, because the earpods are designed to isolate external sound so that it can really pick only your own voice. Maybe you're in the traffic. So Apple designed the earpods so that it only hears your voice, right? So if you try to use that and then with an AI Medical Scribe, you will have a really bad note. And that's when a lot of them sometimes they say, oh, why my note had these weird words or something. So that's really the first layer, right? So the microphone experience, that's where we educate them to try to get, obviously within their own resources, to try to get the best hardware possible when it comes to recording. And if they don't have the best one, at least try to improve and optimize the positioning of the hardware, right? So once they at least have that in mind, then they have the option in DeepCura in the automation settings of just basically have a more accurate note, but it will take probably 60 seconds more, right? Some doctors, the only difference is that this engine is more accurate with clinical lingo. If you have a really sophisticated clinical lingo in your conversations, then we recommend just waiting 60 seconds more for your note, right? So we have then that layer. And then finally, we have the AI layer, right? And the way we have improved or optimized that is by just having a sophisticated knowledge of prompt engineering and really making sure that the templates of our users, they have sophisticated structure when it comes to XML tags and really the best format so that the AI can understand in the best way the template that they're looking for, and the physician can, or the medical provider can get exactly what they were expecting. So I think that's a good spectrum of these different layers of it's really not that simple to encompass security into accuracy into one thing.
Yeah. No, it is a complex question that I think is going to evolve over time. And there's so many layers, from the voice recognition to the prompts to the NLP to the understanding of what was actually being said. So does your product work for every specialty? Are you working for, on specific specialties more than others, or how are you approaching kind of that specialty question?
Sure. So the good thing is that we designed DeepCura to have an architecture that it could really adapt to any specialty, and the way we do that is by the architecture we employ with our templates. Basically, that you talk to your template, and really you talk with your own specific terminology, right? So then the template will be created based on your own terminology, your lingo, and what you actually ask. So in that basis, DeepCura is able to adapt to any specialty because it learns by having this medical conversation with the clinician first, and then based on that request, the template will be optimized to that specialty. and to the actual template that the clinician requested.
Interesting. Do clinicians have to create like a whole slew of templates, for their, top 20 most common visits, or does it adapt, or how do you approach kind of, I feel like, if I go in for a knee surgery with an orthopedics versus, going in for a hip replacement, that's probably a different template. Is that how you kind of approach? They can create multiple templates, or how does that work?
Sure. So usually the way that we have seen they do it the most is they have a template for like first visit, and they have a follow-up template. But then we have some users that are really advanced, and the way they approach that, or like the most sophisticated templates, are via macros. So basically, they will have their series of macros and procedures, because that's something I didn't mention in DeepCura. We also have the possibility to inject your own macros, right? So when you talk about a specific procedure during the exam or wherever you are, then DeepCura automatically will inject your macro, right, into the specific section you're looking for. So that's really powerful, because then you can have like 10 to 20 standard procedures already with the assigned CPT code or ICD-10 code in case of the diagnosis or something, and then DeepCura will automatically inject the macros based on the current context. So that's powerful, and that's how we can deal with more sophisticated templates as well.
Interesting. Well, Fern, I imagine most people listening will say, how do they check this out? Where can people go to learn more, get a demo, and see more about your product?
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. So you can go to deepcura.com, and then there, it's fully self-service. You can just log in for free. You don't have to spend anything, and you'll have like 20 credits for free to really play with the software. If you want to keep trying it, I mean, feel free to create another account and get another 20 credits. That's fine. But yeah, we just want clinicians to be happy and to use our product, and really to try to increase their quality of life, right? Because we really have seen lately some testimonials that this technology is truly impacting the mental well-being of our users, and that's really the best reward. Like basically the messages of the clients and the customers saying, "Oh, like, I mean, it's on LinkedIn. I don't want to say what they say, but it's nice."
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd say that's true for all the AI medical scribes, the ambient clinical voice companies. The
Yeah.
stories from the doctors are very fulfilling. Unlike many of the other health IT implementations, like electronic health record being the most famous, most that was pushed upon as they chased government money. Ambient clinical voice, the doctors are chasing it. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking time to talk with us, Fern, and share DeepCura AI's approach to ambient clinical voice, and also, a full platform of AI solutions. And thanks everyone for watching and listening. If you want to find more great healthcare IT content like this, be sure to check it out at healthcareittoday.com, or search for Healthcare IT Today on your favorite podcasting applications. Thanks, Fern.
Thank you, John. Have a great day. I appreciate it.